So if you're just joining us, you guys, we have a 60-minute flow planned for you guys here. The thing is we're always going over. We just always want to give a little bit more. We understand if you need to roll your mat up every 7. But do your best to carve out at least, I don't know, maybe 70 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes or so. Because I want to really take you guys through this practice and give you enough space to release whatever's been accumulated through the course of this week. Maybe this is the first time you're practicing with us. Perhaps you've been with us every night this week. I'm not really sure. But what we do when we begin is we start to notice, well, what we're coming into this practice with. And if you're just joining us, welcome. I'd like you guys to come into Ragdoll forward fold tonight. And, just start to notice what's present. Notice the mood you're in. Notice the squeaks and the kinks in your body. Now, what I'm going to have you guys do is take your feet just a little bit wider apart. Melissa Jones, welcome you guys. You take your feet to the outer edges of your mat, and then lift up your 10 toes. Lift your toes up and take a moment to really deposit your attention into the soles of your feet, the 4 corners we call it. The inner heel, the outer heel, the big toe mound, the little toe mound. And stay a while, right? Stay. We're in Ragdoll. If you need to come up for air, certainly come up for air. If you need to put blocks underneath your hands, bend a little bit more, touch the earth, you can do that to help support this first posture. The first posture, that's essentially shifting away from the way your body's been held all day, the way your mind has been focusing all day, the way you've been breathing all day, what emotions you've been experiencing all day. So we're going to hold you guys a little bit longer here. And if you're just joining us, we're in Ragdoll forward fold. Friday night, Gratitude Worldwide. Right, the Gratitude Warriors are logging in to release some of the accumulated tension. Hey, Christine Harris is back, everybody. I like the beginning here. We get a little shout outs to you guys. So if you want to scale, there's a couple things. So we have the baseline, which is Ragdoll with your feet apart, grabbing your elbows. If you want to scale it down, you can always put your hands on blocks or a pillow or something around the area to help release some of the release in your body. Now to scale it up, you can take your hands to your lower back, sort of like Amy's doing here, interlacing her fingers and wrapping and just anything that you guys want to do. We're going to hold this a little bit longer tonight, okay guys? Ragdoll forward fold. Kill his heat. Now of course, if you haven't begun, you're going to want to take that very first conscious breath in. A big, full, deep breath in. And use what we call Ha breath. Like you're fogging up a mirror, please. I know it's a little exotic, a little unusual, but it's purposeful. We use this Ha breath, Niala's in the house, you guys, to help get that first layer, right? It's like the crust of your day, the emotional stuff, the mental stuff, the physical stuff. So we start to use Ha breath. And another reason why we use the Ha breath is because we want to condition the glottis. We want to wake up the throat, the little aperture in your throat, because in another maybe 2 or 3 of those Ha breaths, we're going to shift to Gie breathing. Now Ujjayi, I'm sure you're aware of it, but if you're not, Jaya means celebrate. Ujjayi, celebrate, or victory some call it, right? When you're breathing, there's a victory over the mind. Like you're focusing on your breath rather than worrying or thinking or even playing. Maybe you got something great going on tonight, but you're letting it all go. So we're still in Ragdoll forward fold, you guys. Welcome. Katie Montgomery coming in, but where are you living nowadays? Isn't it down under? Yeah, I'm telling you, Gratitude Worldwide, Scotland, something like that. I know you sent me an email not too long ago. Welcome, Katie Montgomery. Now, as you begin to hold your downward dog a little bit longer, things start to emerge, and this is exactly what we want to do. We want to confront, we want to stop our thinking, we want to stop our movement, and we want to bring our attention into a posture, like Ragdoll, that allows us to really look inwards at some of the energy that might be compressed in there. You can start to feel it. So let's shift to Ujjayi breathing now and give yourself 3 deep Ujjayi breaths. So Ujjayi is with your lips sealed, but you're still trying to create that H-A, ha sounds. That's exactly it. 2 more big full breaths in. You guys, it's just me, your personal yoga teacher tonight. My teacher's here, right? And you at home, wherever you are, coming at you. Wherever you might, whether you're watching this now Friday night or you're checking out this video at another time, here I am and here you are in Ragdoll forward fold. So before we move on, let's lift up to 10 toes and reestablish our root. Bring a bit more of a bend to both of your knees. There it is. And notice that release. Now, keeping your knees bent without straightening them at all, just begin to turn your bum bones up a little bit. There. Now, notice what happens when you do that. It enlivens the lower back, and it allows your lower back now to get a little bit longer, which will then have the processional effect into the middle part of your back. And then the upper back. I know what you guys are feeling. You might want to check out. Stay with it. Stay with it. We'll be out of this in a moment. The pressure is building on purpose. Now, before we give you a little relief from Ragdoll, let's take 3 more big, full, deep breaths in and out. Oh, man, I know what you're feeling, guys. 2 more big, full breaths. Teachers, let me hear some noise over here. Now, 1 more breath in, as big as you've got it. Now, let your week go. Set it free, yogis. All right, now put your hands on the mat. Let's come on to hands and knees and move into your child's pose. A little relief, right? Now, you stayed a little bit longer than you probably would on your own, and that's the whole idea by having a coach, someone who's been there, someone to push us, someone who knows the importance, right? Someone who's here not to be your friend, right, but to be your coach, not to tell you what you want to hear, but to tell you what you need to hear. So thank you for that privilege that you're giving me, and thank you for being here tonight, you guys. So after Ragdoll, now we're in child's pose, so your knees are apart. You pull your butt back to your feet. And go ahead and crawl your arms out in front of you. And what I'd like you to do is just take a moment to set your intention. Set your intention. You're not here. You didn't stroll onto this live feed, but you're here on purpose. Why? So very important, you guys, to set that intention. To remember to scale up if you need to scale down, to make this yours. Okay? Let's come up on the hands and knees, and we're going to turn this into downward dog pose. So downward dog, I'm sure you know the posture, right? You're going to bring your hands all the way up to the front of your yoga mat. Separate your fingers nice and wide. Good. Look up at your hands if you need to and fan them to the webbing, literally spreading your fingertips wide. Someone the other day said like jazz hands, right? Thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring, little finger spreading. And push your knuckles down. Push what are called metacarpals down, your fingertips. That's exactly it, Jane. Now your outer arms squeeze in towards your ears. Your outer arms come into your ears. And relax the nape of your neck, right? The nape of the neck, the cervical neck, where your skull and your cervical spine come together. And then you want to lift the bum bones up to where the wall behind you and the ceiling meet. So you're really taking aim with your bum bones straight up. Now, just like we did in Ragdoll, we held it for a little bit longer, so I'm going to ask you to be held here a little bit longer. So what I'm going to have you do is bend the knees a little bit. Just like we did in Ragdoll, that releases some of the pull, brings some slack into the backs of your knees. So now you can drop your head, you can move your chest a little closer to your thighs, stretching open the pecs, the sternum, the solar plexus. And let's take 3 full cycles of breath together. Inhale big. Exhale. Welcome, Irina. Good to see you again. I think I saw you every night this week. Breathe in and breathe out, you guys. Good. Now, 1 more big full body breath in. Clear every last bit of that breath out. Nice breathing here. Now, we're going to come out to high plank. Real simple stuff, right? You take your shoulders, roll them out over your hands, and you breathe. Yet again, we get some relief from the downward dog. But in real short order, the pressure is going to start to build again here in this pose. So let's set it up as you breathe here. Shoulders over your hands as you breathe. The balls of your feet are digging down into your yoga mat. You want to push the balls down, and try to take the heels of hands and balls of feet together. And you'll feel the way that converges on the core of your body. And breathe. Let's take 3 full breaths now. Things are starting to warm up. They're starting to heat up. Things are starting to churn. And you start to notice. Notice what's coming up. Rebecca LaCava, welcome. A lot of my old friends in the house tonight. Love you guys. We're in high plank. Marion is here, everybody. 2 more big, full, deep breaths in your high plank position. Good. Now take 1 more breath in. And as you exhale, lower all the way to the yoga mat. Aha, Rebecca, what's the deal? All right, you guys, so now we're lying down on our bellies. I'm going to have you lift the hands an inch from where they are. Lift the legs, lift the chest, right? No mystery if you've been studying with me. You know this real simple part of our integration phase. But simple doesn't mean it doesn't work. In fact, less is more on the yoga mat. Right? Less thinking and more focus on your breath here. Now bring your attention to your glutes and try to take your glutes and really squeeze your bum together. Your outer hips squeeze in as you breathe. So we're moving from one pose. So it's like the layers of the onion being peeled away of your week. And the longer we hold it, right, we go to this pose, Ragdoll, we held it for a while as you breathe. And then we held down child's pose for a little bit, then down dog for a little bit. And here we are, just on your belly, massaging is so very healthy and helpful for the whole body to be on your abdomen here, the abdominal cavity, the pubic triangle, pubis, hip bones, and belly. So try to lift your legs up and don't worry about how high you lift the chest. As your legs reach back and up, you can really compress the abdominal center. And of course, please breathe, you guys. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And rather than looking for the escape hatch, waiting for the light to change, involve yourself in the pose. This simple body position here. Notice it, move your mind through it, consciousness through it. Notice your shoulder blades, notice the sensations. Notice the mind. Notice where the breath is moving, where it is not. And we'll take 3 more breaths together tonight. 1. Ah, ha, ha. Come on, teachers, let's hear some breath. People are watching at home too. Or I should say they're practicing at home. Hopefully you're not watching. 1 more breath in. Lift up a little higher, then release the pose. Nice work. Let's come to hands and knees on a breath in. And now that we've warmed up a little bit, we'll take some cat and cow tilts or any other what we like to call organic movements. Round and round the hips, up and down the head, round and round the hips, shoulder blades, whatever feels right. Good. Now for a spinal twist, you're going to take the right arm out and up into the sky. Then you're going to tie that right arm underneath your left. Come to the back of your right shoulder. And just breathe here. Feeling this beautiful, simple, introductory twist. And perhaps you can release a little, maybe close your eyes and give thanks. Give thanks that you made it to class tonight, that you're here. You're not thinking about it. You're not like, oh man, I should go practice with Roman. Nah, you know what, maybe I'll just do something else. No, but you're here, you did it. So take a moment to give thanks. Give thanks for perfect health, right? Perfect health. For abundance. Even though we're challenged right now, man, this time, this day and this age is more abundance out there. Give thanks for abundance and for deep, abiding joy. Right? Eckhart Tolle says joy, it's enjoy in yourself. Enjoy yourself. It's inside of us. Let's go ahead and untie ourselves now, you guys. The right arm comes out and up into the sky. Big breath in. Now put your right hand down, and we're just going to go to the other side. The left arm reaches up high. Then you're going to thread the left arm through the right. Come to the back of your left shoulder. Here we are on the other side again. Again, maybe just close your eyes. And allow the effort that you applied up until this point. Let it do the work for you. It's the beauty of yoga. There's some effort, injecting some pressure into the posture. Then there's the release, the relief. It's not too much effort, right? Too much effort can really erode us. Too much release can erode us as well. But it's that balance, that balanced action. And every one of you tonight, or whenever you're watching this video, right? It's up to you to determine, do you need to push a little bit more? Do you need to rest a little bit more? Hey, Kobe, welcome back. We're going to untie that left arm out and up into the sky. All right, we're just about done with our integration phase as you put the hand down. I'll meet you all in downward facing dog pose. So from downward dog, I'm going to have you lift up the heels on a breath in. You're going to bend the knees and travel up to meet your hands as we come full circle into Raggedy Ann forward fold. All right, so if you're just joining us, come into Ragdoll forward fold, please. And if you've been with us, notice we haven't done much, but notice how much has already begun to release. As you lift your toes and deposit once again, ground down through the four corners of your feet. Begin to push your knees out and broaden your backside, stretching out the glutes a little bit. Heavy, like the name Ragdoll connotes, heavy through your lower, middle, and upper back. And let the mass of your shoulders drape like a bell, like a wrecking ball. The skull flushed with blood now. Maybe the first time you turned your world upside down. Take a big breath in. And then fog up the mirror. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, guys, let's release the hands, please. Toe, heel, your feet all the way together. And slowly, we'll roll up to standing. All the way up you go. Inhale those arms up above you. Exhale your hands to your heart space. Now let's rock the world with 3 Om. Breath in. To the yoga industry. I'm getting emails, texts, people saying, we love that you're oming 3 times, not just 1 in the beginning, not just 1 at the end, not just no ohms at all, right? But chanting 3 deep reverberating ohms. And you all are appreciating what it does to the body. It's an integral part, just like the breath, just like triangle pose, just like your yoga mat. Right? It's nothing religious. They're sounds, they're vibrations, like my words coming through me. So you're welcome, you guys. Let's take those arms high and breathe in. Swan dive, forward fold as you breathe out. Breathe into a flat back, get nice and long. Exhale to plank and come to the bottom of your push-up, get nice and strong. Now your upward dog pose is a big breath in. And your downward dog is a long, slow breath out. All right, guys, now listen for change here. You're going to bring your feet apart just a little bit more than they are, just a little bit, as you breathe. Now lean into, okay, your left arm. Lean into it and float your right hand back to try to touch your right calf muscle. You got it? Okay, so you got your left hand out in front of you. You got your right hand back touching your calf. Now stay here or slowly begin to float the left leg back and up into the sky. You got it. Just do it. Left leg back. There it is. Takes a little bit of core. Takes a little bit of balance. Woo! You can always use your 5 right fingers to counterbalance if you can't quite get it. If you got it, breathe. 3. There you go, Sue. You got it. Nice aim. 2. So put the left foot down. Replace the right hand to the front of your mat. Take a big breath in, right? Wipe it off. And let's do the other side. Now the left hand reaches back to touch your left calf, your outer left leg, and just stay. Get rooted through that right hand, and as you're ready, the right leg goes back and into the sky as you breathe. A little bit of core early on here, a little bit of coordination. Nice, Jane. You got it. You're right in the groove. Now breathe for 3. How would you involve the stomach musculature here? 2. All right, release the right foot, replace the left hand, lift both of your heels, breathe in. Good job, you guys. Exhale, bend the knees, front of your yoga mats. Breathe into a flat back when you get there. Exhale and bow forwards. Good. All the way up to standing yogi. Sweep high. Look up. Reach up. Breathe in. Then swan dive. Fold forwards. Take a flat back. Inhale. Exhale the plank and the bottom of that chaturanga. Now your upward dog scoops the chest. Then lift your butt. Downward facing dog as you breathe. Nice work. Now from here, you're going to take your right hand and bring it across to your outer left leg. I say again, so the outer leg. Take your right hand across. Now look under your left armpit and lift your bum bones up. Give yourself 3 big breaths. 1. Fan the left hand. Breathe. 2. Keep the bum bones lifting. Good. Replace the right hand in front of your yoga mat. Now take the left hand, listen for change, to the outside of the right leg. You got it. You can hook the Achilles if you can and kind of pull yourself into a bit of a twist. As you breathe, look under the right armpit to the ceiling for 3. Try to pull your hips up a little higher, Jane. Good. 2. Big breath in and out. Awesome. Replace the left hand, front of mat. Heels high, breath in. Knees bend, breathe out. Front of the mat. Halfway up, big in breath. Forward fold that breath away. Then all the way up to standing, guys. Big breath in, reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Take a flat back as you breathe in. Exhale the plank and the bottom of the push-up. Breathe out. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Now float your right leg high on a breath in. Draw knee to right elbow when you breathe out. Now hold, hover, or take the arm balance for 3. Hold, hover, or take the arm balance. 2. Good. Right leg backing up as you breathe in. Now take it to the left elbow and breathe everything out. Hold, hover, or take the revolving arm balance for 3. Breathe with you. 2. Float the right leg high, breathe in. Release the foot as you breathe out. Left leg high, in breath. To the left elbow, out breath. You're going to hold, you're going to hover, or you're going to fly for 3. Everybody's different. 2. Take the left leg high and a breath in. Now across to the right elbow. Hold, hover, or revolve that twisting. What do they call it? Ekapada Kundanyasana. 2. Good. Float the leg high, breathe in. Now take a big step forward with the left foot as you breathe out. Bring the right foot up to meet your left. You're at the front of your mat now, yogis. Breathe into a flat back. Then you bow. Now for chair, go ahead and drop your bum to knee level and raise your arms up above you and breathe here. All right, new heading. You're going to want to blink your eyes, lick your lips, and notice the space in front of you, right? Notice it, right? All of us, we've got the parking lot in front of us. This Facebook Live is kind of reverse and inverted. It's like mirrored. So what's to the right of your space? Let's bring our hands to prayer and twist to the right of your space. Hook the left elbow to the shelf of your right thigh. Now notice and let it register. What's over there on the right side of your space? What do you see? Your bed, a shoe, a sock, a window. Sit a little bit lower, breathe in and out. Now come back up to chair, breathe in. You're going to bring hands to prayer and spin to the left side of your space. Right elbow over there. So yes, we're exercising chair twist, but we're also recognizing and connecting to the space that we're in. Take another breath in and out. Beautiful. Back up to chair, breathe in, and fold forwards, breathe out. Take a flat back, inhale. Exhale to plank in the bottom of your push-up. Exhale, all of it out. Upward face your dog, and downward face your dog. Now, before we move on to warriors, let's come out to high plank. And you're going to breathe here, right? Or take the right hand and tap your left shoulder with it. Good. Now do the left hand to the right shoulder. 20, 19, 18, 17. Try not to let the hips move so much. 14, 13, 12. Oh, yeah, and breathe. 11, 10, breathe. 9, 8, breathe. 7, 6, 5, 4. Slow it down. 3. Slow it down. 2. And then downward facing dog. Raise your right leg up right now. Inhale. Then step the right foot forward as you exhale for standing splits. You're going to lift the left leg high and breathe here, or work on some handstand hops, like the one leg up. Any takers for that in the room tonight? Yeah, Amy's got a couple, right? Sue's got a couple. And guess what? By default, Jane's got a couple. Go. Woo! Up and down, baby. Woo! Have fun with this, right? Have fun with this. Excellent. So let's ensure that the right foot is at the front of your yoga mat. For warrior one, land the left foot all the way back and come all the way up as you breathe here. Awesome, you guys. So from warrior number one, we're going to come into what we call arrow. So tilt the body down low to your right thigh and bring your arms alongside your body like wings. All right, now from here, let's move into airplane pose. So you're going to lift the back left leg up and fly as you breathe. As you breathe. So let's make sure the right foot is rooted and that back leg is lifted up. The heart, there's like a bit of an upward dog to your chest. All right, now continue teetering your heart low, and we're going to take standing splits. So hands down to the mat again. Here we are. Beautifully done. Now let's land the left foot back, float the right foot back to plank, and go ahead and put it away. High, low, up, down. And I'll meet you guys in downward facing dog. Now raise your left leg high without hesitation. Breathe in. And step the left foot through as you breathe out. It's a standing splits on this side. Just like we did on the other side, if you'd like, go ahead and take a couple handstand hops, right? Just lifting any degree. Maybe just lift that left heel. There you go, Sue. Just lift the left foot, even if it's an inch or two. Any takers, Jane? Let's do two. You did a couple on the other side. She's like, wait a second, I'm not really here. Go ahead and give it a go. Let me see one. Woo! There's one, you guys. All right, land that right foot all the way back. Warrior number one, come on up as you breathe. So just to be clear, your left foot is forwards as you breathe. And then we're going to come into an arrow lunge. Bring your body low to that left thigh. And then lift the back leg up and fly into airplane pose. Excellent as you breathe. Yeah, just getting challenged. Remember, it's not a competition. I mean, no one's watching. Actually, the whole world's watching you guys. But we're really not. We're practicing together. We're using these postures. The choice and decision we made to practice tonight, to go deep into our bodies and just to notice what's happening and to really love and appreciate that unconditionally. Now, teeter your heart even a little bit lower for standing splits. Hands come to the mat. Take a big breath in and out. Nice work. Land the right foot to the back of the mat. Fly the left leg back and take your flow. High to low, upward dog. Carries you back to downward facing dog. Well done, you guys. Now come on out to your high plank position. And very slowly lower all the way to the yoga mat. Now we're going to visit bow pose for a little bit. So bend the right knee, and then bend the left knee. Reach back, catch a hold of your feet. And breathe here. And come on up into about a 30% bow. Laurence, welcome. We were waiting for you, right? Come on up into a 30% bow. You know what I mean by that? You're not going to go all the way. You're just going to lift up about a third of the way. Just about 30%. And just breathe here. Just breathe. Just enough pressure back through your shins so your fingers and the shins can connect. It can open up the chest. You can feel a little bit of the thighs beginning to open. Now come on up to about a 50%. So it's a little bit more than where you are. And we've got 3 full deep cycles of breath. 1. Let's hear that breath, you guys. 2. Ujjayi. Now lift up to your highest point. 1 breath. Slowly release the legs. Hands and knees, please. And it becomes a child's pose. Nice work, you guys. A little bit of a push early on there, huh? Now notice what's stirred up. What's going on in there? Massage your forehead from temple to temple. We're in child's pose. Massage your forehead from temple to temple. Bring a little bit of a loop to your tailbone so your bum can come close to your feet. Take a big breath in. Oh man, let it out, guys. All right, up onto hands and knees, and then back into your downward dog pose. Now we're going to add this little micro sequence, we call it here. You might call it the same thing at home. It's not like I made this stuff up, but we call it a micro sequence just so we can have a little bit of shared lingo. Let's take the right leg, reach it back behind you, 3-legged dog. Bend the right knee, roll your hip open, and go ahead and flip open your dogs. Flip open your dogs and breathe here. So if you notice the flavor, if you start to reflect on what we've done so far, noticing how the sequence is unfolding in your body, I think you'll feel that this flip dog is giving you a little bit more space through that left hip. So go ahead and try to push down the right foot to lift the left hip a little bit higher. Nice, Amy. Open up your heart like you're moving towards your wheel. And give yourself 3 big breaths here. Stay a while. 1. Good, Sue. I like the way you're grounding down through your feet. 2. Okay, up and over to one-legged dog. Beautifully done. Now you're going to draw your right knee across to your left elbow and kick the leg out for fallen triangle pose. Okay, so the right arm is down, the left arm is up, just to be clear here. That right leg is kicked out to the top left edge of your yoga mat, and you breathe. Now, a missing link I observe in a lot of students, my teachers here, they're solid in their foundation, but a missing link for many is that left foot, the back foot. So you'll really want to press that back foot deeply and rooted into the mat. And of course, you got to breathe, y'all, for 3 big breaths. 1. Man, the teachers, you guys are on fire tonight. 2. Now you're going to keep the lower half as it is. Let's just put the left hand on the yoga mat and breathe. Now from here, use your core. You're going to draw the right knee to your right elbow. Open up to side plank, rolling to the blade edge of your left foot. And the right arm goes into the sky. And you breathe. Yeah, placing an appropriate demand on the bones. That's how the bone density increases here. Lifting that top leg up to scale it up a little bit more. 3 big breaths. 1. Yeah, you guys, everyone lift that right leg up. 2. Now, draw that knee into your chest, right knee to chest, and lunge the right foot all the way forwards. Excellent. For low lunge, your hands are framing that right foot as you breathe. Now for crescent lunge, come on up. And here we are. Going from one challenge to the next, right, guys? And that's what's going to happen in life. You're going to get one challenge. I mean, if it's not the COVID challenge, it's something else. Okay? And it's not how we're handling ourselves, like how we're working with it here, confronting the challenge, trying to breathe through it, to let your body release with it. It's a very powerful lesson. Now over your heart, let's bring our hands. You're going to tilt forward and twist to your right-hand side for Crescent Twist. And just breathe here. Fully embracing whatever's rising. Noticing the mind's commentary. And allow the sensations to be just like they are. Right? Temporary. Emotion is energy in motion. And let it move through you from that right foot all the way up to that right knee that's beautifully stacked over the right foot. Solid in your base as your right hip hugs back and in a little bit. As you continue to amp up your breath, because the longer we hold the pose, the more stuff is going to start to surface. The back left leg, very strong. Now push your 2 hands together. Make muscles with your upper body. Twist your torso any degree more. Here's the count. We got 3 big breaths. 1. Ooh, my teachers, they are here with you guys. 2. Take a big breath in. Now let all the breath out, all of it. Warrior number 2. Come up and all the way around. Woo! Now 3 pumping warriors, y'all. Straight leg, arms up, breathe in. Sink low as you breathe out. Twice more, breathe in. And breathe out. It's on fire, you guys. Breathe in. Warrior 2 as you breathe out. Now straighten out your right leg. Let's turn this into triangle now. As you breathe, there's a few micro adjustments you're going to want to make to your foundation. One of them is kicking your left heel back a little bit. Your right toe is pointing somewhat forward. Awesome. Now once that right hand lands, try not to dump your body weight into it. Charles is really big on keeping the heart up. It's almost a part of every single one of his instructions. Every time he teaches triangle pose. I sort of moved away from it because if you can peek up at the screen, look at how beautifully lifted the teachers' hearts are, right? You guys are there. The heart wants to be slightly higher than your hips. A mirror is very helpful. And then you've got your 2 arms, your shoulder blades coming together on your back. And of course, you've got your breath. Now that the core of your body is beginning to warm up a little bit, to heat up, like water making its way into more porous soil, your breath pours down into the core and you can penetrate and start to saturate the core of your body. But if you're not breathing down there, it ain't gonna go down there. So let the breath fill from the floor of your pelvis up to your collarbone. And as you exhale, let it empty from the top all the way to the belly. Pull back your navel. Squeeze all the breath out. Give yourself 3 more cycles of breath in that way if possible. Steady, steady now. You got to steady. 2 more breaths. Steady, steady, steady. Awesome. Let's slowly come up on a breath in. Now it's Skandasana, bending the left knee as you breathe out. Yeah, so just continuing our endeavor here into that right hamstring muscle. So in Skandasana, ideally you want to get the left foot flat, adhering to that principle, just like Mr. Iyengar would teach. Tadasana, every pose has Tadasana in it. In Tadasana, your feet are squarely connected to the yoga mat. Here, that left foot, you want to start there, make it nice and flat. The 4 corners informing where your left knee goes. The left knee is going to be pressed out as it would in yoga squats, or what we call malasana. Now the right leg is outstretched, so fan your toes on your right foot and try to suck up the kneecap. Squeeze the quadriceps muscles. And of course, you've got your breath. We've got to take 5 full cycles of breath here. Skandasana, 4. So you guys are challenged tonight. I can see it. And I love it because they've gone inside, right? It's difficult to do that in a world where we're so focused out. But what the challenge does is it draws you in if you let it. If you're not going in and you're fighting it, we can just be reinforcing that, this sort of like those soul doors that are kind of reinforced. Got to open up, go in, take 2 more breaths here. Drop in, 1 more breath in. Awesome. Now Skandasana on the other leg. Bend the right knee a lot. And now you've got your left leg nice and straight. We haven't done much work on it yet, correct? All right, now you're going to crawl to frame your left foot in a low lunge. And breathe. Now, just to be clear, you're facing the back of your yoga mat now. You've got both of your hands framing your left foot. Now, let's go ahead and shoot the left leg back and up into downward dog. Bend the left knee and roll your hip. And we're going to flip our dogs on this side. Yeah, just like that, right? Picking up the trail of the sequence. Beautifully done, you guys. All right, so here, that strong right arm of yours, that's the pillar. Okay, like those giant pillars on the courthouse, just holding up the structure. Your 2 shoulder blades merging as one. To try to get your right hip a little higher on this side, ground the left heel a little bit more, aim. Awesome. Let's come up and over, one-legged dog now. The left knee comes across to the right elbow. It becomes a fallen triangle. Some call it fallen triangle, some call it fallen star, a couple different names as you breathe. So, to be clear, the left arm is down now. Again, on the other side, I commented on how well my teachers here, their back foot is rooted. Sometimes the student's back foot isn't. Bring emphasis to your right foot and, of course, breathe. 3 big breaths. Try to turn your hips a little higher, Amy. Yes. 2 big breaths. So now bring the right hand down. Stay for a moment. Keep your lower half as it is. A little bit of an IT stretch. Now, using your core, you're going to draw the left knee to your left elbow. Roll to the blade edge of your right foot. We got side plank. Ooh, these ladies are strong. As you breathe, and she smiles, everyone. Ooh. For a count of 3. Now lift your left leg up, everybody. Lift it up. 2. Now draw that knee to your chest and lunge the left foot forwards. Oh my goodness. And let's just take a couple breaths here. Now before we move, I mean, it wouldn't be a row flow if we didn't do a mountain climber. Do 1 mountain climber. Go. Woo. Yes. Now be careful, but do 2 mountain climbers. Woo. Woo. Now do 3 mountain climbers. Bing, bang, and a boom. Now breathe here. Your left leg should be forward. Both hands framing your foot. You're facing the back of your yoga mat, correct? Okay, come on up to Crescent Lunge. Picking up the trail as you breathe. You did it. Oh, yeah, Crescent Lunge as you breathe. You know how they say Crescent Lunge in Raleigh? Crescent Lunge, y'all. Right? Now bring your hands to prayer. Lean forward. We'll twist right elbow across to the shelf of your left thigh and breathe. Oh, my goodness. I know you're on fire. Your heart rate is up. You're with it. You're here on purpose. You didn't stroll into one of my classes. If you did, you're already flip into something shiny so they can entertain you and distract you. But if you're with me, you're here. Your leg is on fire. And guess what? You're like, good. Because that fire is purposeful. It's working for me. It's burning out some dross, burning out some stuff. And I'm going to stay a little bit longer, right? So as you breathe, you want to make sure you're involving that right leg strong and straight. Hey, Gowdy, what's going on? My sis-in-law is in the house. I hope you're squeezing your right thigh. You guys lift your right bum up a little bit. Try to draw your right hip forwards a tad. And you got 3 big breaths. Now push your 2 strong hands together. Make muscles with your body, right? Muscles, they're not just going to show up. You got to put them there, you guys. 2 more breaths. Now make sure you empty this breath out. Woo! It's warrior number 2. Come all the way up and around. You did it. 3 pumping warriors. Straight everything. Inhale. Deep and exhale. I need you to breathe, guys. Inhale up. Open up. Once more. Big inhale. Exhale deep into the pose. Now straighten the left leg, and it's a triangle. And here's a bit of relief from all that bending in Crescent Lunge, right? All that hard work on the left leg. Now we got a little bit of relief. But you want to ensure that you're setting your foundation. You guys look awesome, by the way, seriously. And I know when you look awesome, you're going to feel awesome, because to get to this alignment, you got to work through the wiggles, the misalignment. And all of you, all 3 of you guys, I'm so proud of these teachers. They're all so enrolled in the health, right? The health of gratitude here. And for all of you at home watching this. So thank you for that privilege, my team here, my teachers. So we got the right heel rooting down. We've got that left hip pinning in a little bit. Now take your tailbone into your body. Take a little bit of the weight out of your left arm. Yeah, and then here's the count. You got 4 big breaths. 1, top hand, big high five, y'all. Breathe big. 2, breathe with me. 3, big full breath. Lots of work here to wring out all the stuff. 4. All right, let's slowly come up, you guys. As you breathe, it becomes a Skandasana, bending the right knee a lot. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the terms, you can always peek up at the teachers here. The challenge that we face is that these Facebook Live classes are reverse, inverted, and mirrored images. So your right knee is bending, so do your best to follow me. We're adhering to the principles of foundation first, so you want to ensure the right foot, all 4 of the corners of your foot, which are the little toe mound, the big toe mound, the inner and outer heels, are grounded. And that's going to inform where you place that right knee. So you pull the right knee, or you can use your right elbow and kind of push it out. You guys, Valerie Leary's here too. Woo! Valerie, didn't you just have a birthday the other day? So press that right knee out. I saw a picture of you and your husband. It was awesome, right? Now your left leg outstretched, and you're squeezing your quadricep muscle. You know what I mean by that? The muscles, the 4 muscles on the front of your thigh, as you squeeze and try to draw the kneecap up, it's going to help to stretch the back of that left leg. And of course, you're breathing. Let's take 5 full, deep breaths, because you can't, if you're just sitting there waiting for me to shut up, right? Number 1, I ain't going to shut up. I'm doing this on purpose. Number 2, right, I'm going to hold you long time, right? Because it's important. It's one of the only ways that we're able to really get into the fabric. So don't just wait for the light to change. Breathe. Breathe. 3 more. Big, full, deep breaths. 1. Yeah, let the pelvic floor drop. Lift your heart a little. 2. All right, everybody. Beautifully done. Now turn it into Skandasana, bending the left knee. Yeah, use your hands if you have to. Now what you're going to do is you're going to look over your right foot to the front of your mat. Go ahead and frame it. And it's over. Shoot the right leg back to high plank. Take a vinyasa low plank. Breathe into your upward facing dog. And meet me back in downward facing dog. All right, you guys. Let's come on out to your high plank position. Yeah, we miss you too, Valerie. And slowly lower your bodies all the way to the yoga mats. All right, so here we are lying down on our bellies. Let's just turn the right side of your face to the mat. Bring your arms back like wings. And if you're feeling your heart pounding in your chest, you're exactly where you need to be. Feel that. On an emotional level, one of the reasons why we increase the intensity is so we can feel. Go ahead and turn your head the other way. So many of us we get lost in human thinking and human doing, and we forget about the human being. All of the aspects of our physical body, this vehicle that carries us on this earthly sojourn. The physical body's needs, one of them is to be recognized, to just listen to the heart, listen to the body. But so many times we're putting off our body for our kids or work. Go to work early, stay late, it'll all pay off. One of the beautiful benefits of this mess we're all in is we're able to evaluate and to audit how we were doing things prior to this mess. Shame on you if you continue to do the same things when we get back to work. And good for you if you're able to really take an honest look at some of our spending, what we're spending our not just our money on, but what we're spending our attention on, the capital and currency of life, so we don't feel so depleted and so withdrawn at the end of the day. But we have a little bit more to give, truly give. And this practice with us, a gratitude here, or virtually, gratitude worldwide. That's what we represent, my team and I. That's one of the philosophical foundational aspects. Is to listen to your heart. That's why we increase the intensity. Now I'm going to have you guys bend your knees behind you. We've already done a few back arcs. When we began, we did a bow, flipping your dog, your upper dog. They were all back arcs. They're all part of that category of back bending. So as you reach back and catch a hold of your feet, this is going to be our final back arc for tonight. We might do one more, bridge or wheel or something, but for now, when we began, I asked you to do a 30% bow. Hey, start there. Maybe come up into 50%. So Dhanurasana means bow in Sanskrit. We call this floor bow or belly bow. You're catching a hold of your shins, catching a hold of your feet, and you just push your shins back. One of my first teachers would say, back bends are born from the strength of your legs. It still sticks with me today. So think of your legs, and rather than trying to lift the chest, use your thighs, press back in the end, let it lift your heart. Now breathe here for a count of 5. Beautiful. 4. Lift your gaze, you guys. Take a look at the front of your space. 3. See what you're looking at. Come up to your highest point, inhale. Then slowly release as you exhale. Nice work. I'm going to have you come up on your hands and knees. Crawl like a baby to the front of your yoga mat. Cross your legs behind you. Roll back over them and lie on your backs. We're going to move right into some abdominals. So start with bringing your legs vertically, straight up. Take your right hand up to touch your left foot. Alternate left hand up to touch your right foot. And we'll do 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 31. Breathe out each time you reach up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now here's the last 10. 9 more, 8 more, 7 more, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and draw your knees into your chest. Take a big breath in. Open up and let it out. Ah. Now for yoga bicycles, grab your skull. Bring your elbows up to touch your knees. And let's take 50 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Breathe out each time you rotate. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 20 more. 2, 4, 6. Nice breath, you guys. 8. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. And then rock up to your flat feet and roll back to the nape of your neck and do that 5 times. Rock and roll. Such youthful athleticism with my teachers. Come on now. Woo! Woo! 2 more of these. Rocks and rolls, rolls and rocks. And then I'm going to have you make your way back to downward dog pose. Maybe you'll jump. At this point, maybe you'll just crawl. F it, right, coach? All right, whatever. Now take your right leg up to the sky. And let's step the right foot into half pigeon hip stretch. Oh, my goodness. Are you guys glad you made it to class tonight? All right. I got them well trained. I knew they were glad to be here. But all of you at home, you don't have to go ahead and do anything. Just blink your eyes. Just so you know, right? As a part of like listening, being a student on the mat, observing your space, observing your body, listening. Even if you blinked your eyes, did that corny exercise, no one knew other than you. Knew that you were really glad that you made it to class tonight. Have you ever felt the other way, like really shitty, like, gosh, I really wish I shoulda, I coulda, I woulda, but you didn't, right? And there's the famous phrase. Thank you for that compliment. I love you guys too. And you're glad you're here. You didn't stroll into my class. You're here on purpose. And it's a beautiful relationship that we're building together. Reestablishing for some people that I've worked with in the past, establishing for some of the I think hundreds of people from around the world that are logging in and now practicing with us. My team, of course, my teachers. It's a privilege to be here. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that I have the privilege and the opportunity to do this, to play this role. And on behalf of all my teachers, all of them, Charles and Jackie and Carly and Natalie and Amy and all of my teachers, they love being here too. Thank you for that. And every time we're here, right, Maggie, we're here on purpose. And I think it's important to remember that and to recognize that and to bring that to the surface, because that's a form of gratitude. Gratitude is the antidote to stress. The antidote to stress. I'm glad I'm here, yes. And when we're grateful, we're aware of the good things. And we develop a bit of a, like an immunity, like we envelop ourselves with gratitude. So the shitty things, you can't really get in. They're there. Look, it's not like looking at a garden with weeds and saying, there are no weeds, there are no weeds, there are no weeds. No, that would be insane. That's childish. But to notice the weeds, yeah, there's weeds there. To notice life, yeah, it sucks. There's some shit that's going on. It's uncomfortable. People are dying. It sucks. It really does. It's horrible. That's why I shave my head. I can't pull any more hair out. I'm like, I just got to shave it. But having that immunity, having that sort of immune system to the negativity, keeping your light bright, that vibration high. You're glad you're here, you guys. Now let's bring our hands where the elbows are. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a seated twist. So your back left leg sweeps up and over your bent right leg. Take your right arm up and then hook it across. And then you just twist open. Oh, so good. If you study the sequence that we offer today, I mean, it's no mystery. I mean, I didn't make it up. Okay? No one makes this stuff up. It's here. But when you study it, you notice we integrated. We started to move. We got the breath going. We moved through the hips. We twisted left. We twisted right. We went up. We went down. We breathed in. We breathed out. We held some poses. Now, as we approach the tail end of our class, as you're sitting in your seated twist, you might be able to feel a little bit more rooted through the left glute, through your hips. You might be, as you breathe and nudge that right arm into that left knee, get a little bit more of a twist. And maybe, just maybe, you'll flush out that pain in your back or that pain in your neck. Maybe, just maybe. Give yourself 3 more breaths here. Good. 2 more breaths. Excellent. Now, to counter this pose, you're just going to twist to the right-hand side of your space. Put your hands on the mat. Now, we're going to do a little pivot here. Push into that left foot. And just pivot to the back of your yoga mat for downward dog pose. You're going to raise your left leg into the sky and step your left foot into half pigeon hip stretch. So now if you're with us, you're facing the back of your mat. You got your left foot into half pigeon hip stretch. And down you go. You want to take that right leg and reach it back a little bit more. Your outer left ankle bone, drive it down into the yoga mat. the tendency, and see, here's the thing about these yoga postures is that they expose tendencies or patterns, if you will. And that's a good thing, because now we can interrupt that pattern. And typically here, the heart, the chest kind of, because of the tension in our hips and our right thigh, kind of closes down. So here, you can, if that's the case, notice it and lift up the heart a little bit. And with all of you watching this video right now, and my teachers, when you lift up your heart, literally, I'm not being metaphoric here, you pick the heart up and move it forward a little bit more, can you feel the stretch increase? Can you guys feel the stretch increase? Yeah? So what that implies is that our hips pull down on the heart. You know, we talk about the emotions and the hips. I mean, there's an old saying that, all truths are half-truths. So you got to kind of take it with a grain of salt. And rather than just taking something as gospel, if you will, investigate it. Many of us talk about, the yoga teachers talk about emotions in the hips. What I just exemplified for you guys, hopefully, is that it's, the hips, it pulls on the heart. Like, in order to really have that confidence and that open-heartedness and that, that ability to be open in life, the literal heart has to be able to lift in its chamber, in its cavity here. So we can experience the release and we can draw what we need back into the heart. So notice that if you're rounding out your back, lift your hearts one more time, take a full breath in, and then melt over that left thigh as you breathe out. Beautifully done. All right, let's walk the hands where the elbows are. And we're going to take a seated twist. This time your back right leg sweeps up and around the left. Good. You're going to raise the left arm up and twist to your rights. Lots of rights, lots of lefts. Let me tell you, these Facebook Live classes gets you really good at rights and lefts. Right? I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at these guys. I'm trying to stay. If you have a chance, teachers, I know there's a lot of teachers reaching out for me. Get on and practice this. Because when all this mess is done and you get back to live, like in-person classes, you're going to be that much better at what you do. And I know a lot of you are. I've already seen Rebecca. I've seen a lot of you guys on there. Awesome, you guys. Take another breath in. Twist a little bit more as you breathe out. Oh. Now from here, go ahead and unfold. We're going to counter the pose. Both hands to your left-hand side. Push into your right leg, and you're just going to pivot to face downward dog, the front of your mat. Oh, man. All right. So from here, come onto your knees, crawl forwards, lie onto your backs. And we'll just get inverted for a moment or two. So you can come into headstand, shoulder stand, taking both your legs up, Viparita Karani, whatever you need to do tonight, you guys. You just want to get your feet above your ankles above your knees. Beautiful. So much. Thank you so much for all your support. And I keep saying the full-time yoga teachers because those are the teachers that are utilizing. I mean, this is their bread and butter. There's nothing else coming in. So all of you, your $18 drop, and even just watching this and adding energetic currency to the world because you feel better is enough. And the dollar bills are really helpful. But when I say the full-time yoga teachers, I really mean all of my staff, everyone here. Your support and gratitude. This yoga studio here it's been through hell. Maybe I'll tell you the story. I'm the third owner, and really, what keeps this place going is the community. These passionate, mature yoga practitioners that I had the privilege of adopting here. And we built them, of course, and we brought in some new people, but the foundation was strong, and all of your help, it's going to keep this, once we can reopen, we're going to be stronger. So thank you in advance. Wherever you might be, let's come on down, you guys. We're going to put a little bit of one more little back bend, so bridge your wheel, just to pull the spine into your body, bridge your wheel, and then we'll take final spinal twist, knees to the right, knees to the left. And after you complete that, please make your way into our final resting pose. It's just about a little after 7 right now. I just hope you guys, I should just make these classes 75 minutes. Forget about this hour crap, you know what I mean? I remember when we first started out, we used to do 2-hour classes, 90-minute classes. Baron, when I started with Baron, it was all 90 minutes. That's it, period. I think my how things have changed, huh? Okay, so at this point, you're lying on your backs now. Please bring your arms by your sides. Let the legs apart just slightly. And what you might be feeling is a pleasant exhaustion. And there's a difference, you know, sometimes at night when you're lying in bed and you really didn't do anything physical, but you were so mental all day. You're exhausted, but you can't sleep. It's a little different feeling right now. It's the beauty of a practice like this. So you might be feeling that pleasant exhaustion, like, yeah, I gave my body what it needed. So take a moment just to scan your body. Start at your head. Relax as many of the facial muscles as you can. There's about 80 or so muscles in your face. Relax your teeth. Let them part slightly. Let your shoulders release, your arms, and notice your hands. Palms are up. And become aware of the space that your hands are holding and the weight of both of your hands. Feel your chest, a sense of spaciousness through the chest. I mean, stress and anxiety and panic and fear, it all catches in the chest. But right now, we've wrung it out. Notice that there's a sense of spaciousness in your chest. And worry and concern sometimes knots up the stomach. Notice how soft your stomach is. Your chest is spacious and your stomach is soft. And your two legs that are, man, carrying you as you hold up your head for your family, for your work, your dignity. Your legs are relaxed now. They're like sandbags. Let your legs get heavy and relax. Now, delicately draw a breath in and slowly let that breath out. Shavasana. And gradually begin to remember where you are. Remember your body, remember your breath. Take a big breath in and a long, slow breath out. Begin to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, roll around your wrists, roll around your ankles. Stretch your arms up and over your head. Take a big breath in. Then draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And just before we move on, massage your lower back, right and left and right. And then tip to the right-hand side. Please, in this moment, give thanks. Thank you. Give thanks, gratitude, grateful for every decision, every event. And set an intention for your evening. Really see. Einstein once wrote something like, your imagination is a preview of what's to come. Set it up for tonight. And then come on up to sit together, please. Sitting facing the front of your space as your tallest possible selves. Such a sign of reverence. Your two hands become one over your heart. You take a big breath in and a long, slow breath out. Either listen and feel the vibrations coming through your device or join me for 3 deep Om. Breath in. Place your thumbs to your eyebrows, center yogis. Take a big breath in.